Good morning, friends. Greetings in the love of Jesus. I'm not sure what kind of movies you like to watch. Perhaps you like some action or comedy, horror, or romantic movies. Or maybe you're like me. I love a good story that's more of a thriller with a good dose of nail-biting suspense that leaves you constantly wondering what is going to happen next. I wonder if it felt like that to the onlookers in Daniel chapter 3. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are Jewish young men who have been carried off into exile in Babylon. They're God-fearing men living in an ungodly land, serving a vain and self-absorbed king. King Nebuchadnezzar had made this enormous statue of himself for his people to bow down and worship. Naturally, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego could never do this. There was only one that they would bow their hearts and their knee to, and that was God. Even under the threat of death in a hot fiery furnace, they would not budge. They stood firm and strong. They said to the king in Daniel chapter 3 verse 17, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to save us from it, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king." Such faith, such confidence, they did not doubt God's ability to save them. They knew he could. But I also love their humility. They did not name it and claim it. They did not try and dictate to God what he should and should not do. We see this in the very next verse, verse 18. They say, "But even if he does not, that is, save us, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Such commitment and conviction, and it was not misplaced. You know, Job said a similar thing in Job 13 verse 15. He said, though he slay me, yet I will hope in him. We know that these three single-minded, courageous young men are indeed taken and firmly tied up and thrown into the fiery furnace, which was heated even more after their little declaration to the king. And then something amazing, incredible happens that must have left the onlookers sitting on the edge of their seat and rubbing their eyes to make sure that they are seeing correctly. The young men who had been bound and tied up were seen to be walking freely. And the only thing that had been burned were the ropes that had tied their hands and feet. Instead of 3 people walking around, there were now 4. Were they spared the fiery furnace? No. Were they alone in the fiery furnace? No. I don't know what your fiery furnace looks like today, precious friends, but I encourage you to have hope in the one who is not only able to help, save, and rescue, because he is able to do that. But I especially want to encourage you to have hope and take comfort in the one who has promised to be with you, the one who is in your midst right now, the one who will never leave you or forsake you, the one who has promised to be with you until the end of the age, the one whom neither life nor death can separate you from, the one who has promised to be with you wherever you go, the one who will walk with you through the valley of the shadow of death, even through a fiery furnace. Take heart, friends. He is with you. God bless you.